So I'm coming back to this Off the Grid Concepts holster. I did contact them about the fit. I was a little disappointed because I had emailed them the specs to the pistol, and they went ahead and made it and then sent it to me, and then when it didn't fit, I contacted them and they didn't know what a Polymer 80 frame was, but they went ahead and made a holster and sold it to me anyways. So that was actually really disappointing, because I did specify, hey, if you have any questions, ask, that kind of thing. They didn't bother asking. So that is I would say another strike against Off the Grid Concepts on following up and actually following instructions and creating something that is supposed to be custom. So I got the head mount on today because this is going to be a little different. So what we're going to do, I do have to say, when I talked to them, they were really willing to help me out and making this fit. And they said that I could send it in, or that I could they could walk me through the process and all that stuff. And I've made my own Kydex stuff before, so I'm just going to go ahead and just do it, because I don't want to send it in and they don't have a Polymer 80 frame. So what are they going to do? You know, that kind of thing. They're not going to make it any better. So I'm going to make it fit now. So what I did is I already heated this up a little bit. And one thing I didn't cover in the last video is this is probably one of the most dangerous things you can do, because you have to make sure the gun is obviously unloaded. And it is. No magazine, nothing, no ammo anywhere near anything. Next step is, now that you're fitting this, because it's the only, I don't have a blue gun to do this with, so I have to do it with the real thing. The muzzle, the whole muzzle control issue, look where my hand is. It's right over the muzzle. So this is just, we just have to be very careful and make sure that the holster is, well, sorry, the firearm is unloaded, because now you are pointing this thing in every direction in the world at yourself, trying to get it off, that kind of thing. So that's what we're dealing with here. So when you do this, if you are making one, you don't have a blue gun or a mold of a fake copy of your pistol, this is what you gotta do. So triple check everything, make sure it's unloaded. So all right, so it goes in there, but the fit, it's still not, it's a little too tight still. I don't want to be able to fight this thing on my belt when I'm trying to draw it. So what I have here is some popsicle sticks to help slide in there to get a little bit more clearance where it needs to be. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to reholster the firearm, and then I'm going to heat this up and slide the popsicle sticks in it when I do that. And I'm just going to use my heat gun that I got, and I got the cork board as a background so I don't melt the coffee table or the tablecloth. All right, so we're gonna lay this down, see if we can get this in there. All right, there's one. It's kind of a tricky balance. You have to know how hot to get it, because if you get it too hot, you can shrink the Kydex and kind of ruin it. So it takes a little bit of practice, and I'm basically just counting in my head, and then yeah, it's pretty warm, and then doing it from there, and then you have to kind of let it cool off a little bit and then reheat, that kind of thing. So I may shove that one in there to get in deeper. There we go. So you can actually kind of see now that's building up a little bit of clearance. So that's kind of cool. See if I can get that popsicle stick down in there. See how it feels now. I got little wood chips. Oh, see, that's much better. All right, so I'm gonna let it cool off with the popsicle sticks back in where they were. Back in there. Let that cool, and we'll come back and I'll test fit it on the belt and everything. All right, so here's how the gun's mounted on my hip. Now I'm doing an action cam thing, so we're gonna see how the draw is. So it's still kind of tight, and I have it on a G-code setup, which may be the part of the problem. It's kind of canting on my belt. So it's still, I still have to work the draw out. I'm gonna try it a different way. All right, I'm gonna remount this, and we're gonna try this again so far. All right, so I reheated it up, shoved some popsicle sticks back in to try to get the angle. You can see I'm trying to wedge this particular popsicle stick in to kind of mask, not mask, but to mirror the profile of the trigger guard on the Polymer 80 frame. So, and I shoved a little, I kind of double-decked these up to get a little bit more clearance to see the fit, and it's a little warm, and I got to do what I wanted to do. So we're going to go from there, and hopefully we'll get the right retention that we want, and then I won't have to worry about this. I know Blade Tech now makes Polymer 80 frame type holsters. Of course, this comes out after I already find or ask somebody to make me one, and so I don't know of anybody custom-wise as of yet. This is we're still in November here, not quite in December, that custom makes Polymer 80 frame pistol holsters. Blade Tech just makes them because they're a big enough company. They can buy a frame and make it and then go from there. But a lot of these custom guys, I haven't seen anybody really make one yet. Everybody says either they don't know what it is or they haven't made one yet. They don't have the ability to make one. So, but Blade Tech's another alternative. I know the Glock store, Lenny McGill, has the his famous $40 holster, and some of them actually do fit with the right retention. I think some of them that have a tension adjustment, you can loosen the tension up, and it fits those particular guns fine. He did say that not all of them do, but there's a good amount of them that do fit. So those are a cheaper way to go if you want to get just the standard holster that with a basic color and nothing fancy like I got. This is supposed to work with both the light and without the light with the bar. That's why I picked this, and that is a whole nother story. I've yet to see if that works with this one, and go from there. So I'm going to try this out when it cools down. Alright, so now we're going to try this again. That was not bad. Decent retention. Okay, this looks like this is going to work, at least for the range. It does work now. The retention is pretty good. I've already tried to shake it upside down and the pistol doesn't come out. So it's good. It's not too much where I can't draw without like ripping my belt up. And so we'll go from there. And I'll do some other videos at the range with this full shot view kind of thing. Just wanted to go over this and show you guys how it turned out. So OTG, Off the Grid Concepts, they make a good product for a stock firearm. The holster's refined amazingly. The edges are all cut really well. The forming is nice. They just didn't have a Polymer 80 to make it off of. Alright, since I made this video, I had talked to Off the Grid Concepts, and they now have all the molds for the Polymer 80 pistol frames, so they can make holsters now. He's working on this as we speak, and so he will be able to do custom holsters and make a really good product. Great customer service. I would say it's pretty much top-notch, good product. They just for this custom setup, they just they missed the mark. So if you guys are thinking about checking them out, if you have a stock firearm, by all means get a holster from them. They're probably like one of the best ones out there that are Kydex. As usual, guys, stay safe out there. Bye.